There are two things that people in crypto continue to forget. And that is one, how fast trends can change in the crypto market. We could be very quickly seeing, people be bearish and then us flip to complete bull and see explosions in price like we saw in November, like we saw in February to March of last year. And also, people forget what adoption does to price. We haven't had any significant periods of time like that in this market cycle. But the trends have been very consistent when it comes to ADA. And the problem is that people don't realize the impact that demand is going to have in the market this time. It will probably be the biggest we will have ever seen. So we're going to talk about all that and more in this video, as well as a $10 projection for ADA coming from a very prominent analyst. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So I've obviously had some projections for ADA since all the way back in the bear market cycle, and that is between $7 to $15 ADA. That has not changed. Right now, we might just be looking at an extended market cycle. That's the way that things are kind of shaping up. We've talked about this for a long time, talked about the possibility of a super cycle. The introduction of institutional money is, I don't want to say guaranteeing that, but it's making it much more likely now because they're just buying and buying and buying, and they realize how early they are, especially if they're here before the masses. Do we think that they are going to let things just take a bath for such a long period of time? And the answer is no. They're going to keep buying. Enterprises, record buying. Guys, times are shifting in the crypto market, and the big thing that's been lagging so far this market cycle has obviously just been retail. And you could pick your poison on whatever it is the reason that they haven't come in yet, whether it's no QE, whether it's high interest rates, whether it's low savings, or possibly, guys, it's just even the news. The loud stuff is just incredibly loud, and it's caused uncertainty, and retail markets do not like uncertainty. That's kind of where we've been at this year. All right, now, does that mean that ADA's jumped? Does it mean that it's not going to break past these levels and see some nice highs? No, it doesn't mean that at all. In fact, I was looking back at some of the comments from ADA from just a year ago, and it's kind of funny because people were just begging for ADA to hold above 50 cents. Why can't we get above 50 cents? It'd be great if we could hold above 50 cents. We're doing the same thing now at a dollar, all right? And so now that price range is moving. It's slowly but surely moving to the upside. But there have been some very consistent things that have been happening that people choose not to pay attention to, and that's fine. You can just ignore it if you want. But what I will say is this is the exact reason why we're going to have this big explosive breakout in the crypto market. Now, I'll get to that in just a moment here, but one thing I wanted to point to is Dan Gambardello actually did this video yesterday that I think you guys should check out. Apparently, he must have this new AI integration into CCV intelligence system. And what he was asking out was a layering out strategy for ADA. And this was actually talking about a $10 ADA. And it gave a bunch of reasons why. And I think that there are a bunch of reasons that could back up $10 ADA, even just from a technical standpoint, right? Following what Ethereum has done its prior market cycles, dominance versus BTC, the ADA BTC charts following history as well, plus us still being kind of early on in this cycle right now at only about $3.2 trillion with projections of $10 to $12 trillion by this market cycle. It's showing you that we have a lot of growth still ahead of us, and ADA can in fact be a very significant portion of that growth. Okay, and you guys can obviously go check this out if you want. But there's one specific thing that I keep kind of referencing back to, and I think it's the single biggest thing we should be watching right now. And this is happening for ADA, it's happening for other assets in the space, but it's happening for ADA far more consistently than most other assets in crypto. What we are seeing is just extreme hoarding of ADA in the market, all right? What I will say is if we take a look back here all the way to January of 2024, there have been 4 weeks that we have actually seen ADA to exchange flows. Everything's going the opposite direction. Everybody's hoarding. Guys, ADA has a finite supply. There is a limited supply available in the market. And what we're seeing is you have all these people that are just buying and buying and buying and holding and unwilling to dump in these ranges. It's why ADA is one of the longest average held asset in all of crypto. And I'm sure some people will joke and say, oh yeah, it's because there's so far losses. No, a pretty significant portion of ADA holders is in profit. I'm heavily in profit. I bought definitely or deep in the excuse me, in the bear market cycle. I think my average buys were kind of down around like 24, 25 cents or so. But the thing is there have been so many developments taking place. There have been so many steps forward that people are unwilling to unload. It's why ADA's set such great floors. It's why it's one of few assets that did not set a new low following the February drops, right? What other asset can really say that? Even BTC can't say that. Think about that, okay? So now we're getting to a point where there's so little to go around and we're just waiting for demand. We're waiting, right? It sucks. It is what it is. But the problem is, my light just died. the other problem is, the news and stuff has been so loud, it's just kind of pushed away retail for the time being. That won't always be the case. And one thing I will say is this is a good analogy. All right, say we have a hot day, and you have a bunch of people showing up to a party. I've been here for a while, and I start drinking some of these 10 bottles of water on the table because it's really hot out. I've been here. I'm exhausted, right? So I'm drinking these waters, and eventually other people are going to start to get thirsty. They're going to come. They're going to want those waters on the table. What happens if there's 10 people? There's only 4 waters left. It's a pretty big rush for water, isn't it? Think about that next time, all right? Think about that when you're looking at ADA in reference. Maybe that's a horrible analogy, but guys, it's the best one I got at 6:58 a.m. on a July 4th morning. So know this, demand is coming to the crypto market. It happens a lot faster than people realize. People will get caught on the sidelines. And guys, ADA, because of its developments, because of what supply is doing, it's well positioned for some pretty exciting stuff to take place. So appreciate you guys. Have a great day. Show your love below. Let me know your thoughts. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.